Hello! This week we will start a long journey into the various theories of development. Note that part of what we will study actually concerns major theoretical frameworks in the social sciences, which have provided the basis for specific theories that either directly address development or that influence the way we see development. Today, we will talk about Chapter 4 from the book by Peat and Hardwick. Overall, the chapter addresses modernization theory. In order to better explain modernization theory, the authors go a long way back in the history of the social sciences and identify important authors that were responsible for the emergence of positivism, naturalism, and rationalism, for example. According to French philosopher Auguste Comte, who championed the idea of positivism, it is possible to get to know and explain the social world just in the same way that the natural sciences have studied the natural world. Consequently, if we can objectively understand social phenomena, we can also change them. This is a crucial idea for development. Another important concept for the emergence of modernization theory is that of naturalism. For Spencer, societies are like living organisms, each part performing an organic function that leads the system towards equilibrium. Therefore, we can expect that history will naturally lead us towards equilibrium and evolution. As for rationalism, this is an idea that was very much a reaction to pre-modern times, when dogmas were more important than scientific knowledge. Rationalism brought faith in science and technology, besides the idea that all problems could be solved through rational thinking. Rationality was expected to lead society to progress, which was seen as unquestionably positive and beneficial. Another important influence for modernization theory is structural functionalism, whose main author is Talcott Parsons. For structural functionalism, the social structure determines the outcome of social interactions. Since it is believed it is possible to know the social structure, then it is believed it is possible to foresee behavior. But most importantly, structures and hierarchies are seen as justifiable because societies have to maintain coherence in order to survive. According to structural functionalism, development is the evolution of society. Influenced by those broader theories, modernization theory arose. An important work was that of Inglis and Smith, written in 1974, which contrasted the characteristics of the modern and the traditional man in the book Becoming Modern. Modernization was seen as urbanization, industrialization, the spread of formal education, the spread of democracy, and economic specialization. According to this view, development would be equivalent to modernization. Modernization, in turn, would be the result of the application of rationality to producing advances in science and technology. In 1960, American economist Walt Whitman Rostow published the book The Stages of Economic Growth. Rostow's main argument was that all societies would go through the same stages of development. He uses the cases of specific countries in given moments of their history to exemplify each stage. The 6 stages outlined by Rostow are the traditional society, the preconditions for takeoff, the drive to maturity, and high mass consumption. In Rostow's view, societies sequentially move from one stage to another, always towards a better future. According to him, each stage involves not only the evolution of production and the economy, but also the evolution of politics and moral values. To him, at that time when he was writing, only the United States had reached the final stage of economic growth. Even though Rostow's theory may seem outdated and disregarding of differences between countries, his overall view that development takes a single path is still common in international development practice. For instance, the view that poor countries should develop by adopting the same economic measures taken by rich countries is not uncommon. Cookie-cutter approaches in which one policy solution is recommended for the adoption to all developing countries is very much present in the work of international organizations, for instance. To finalize this week's video, I would like to present you with some questions for reflection and analysis. When you think of development, what ideas come to your mind? How much of your view of development corresponds to modernization theory? Look at this picture and try to identify whether and how it reflects development from the perspective of modernization theory. Please feel free to send me your answers and thoughts. Goodbye.